I'm Kate Nelson. I am a palliative care pediatrician and scientist at the Hospital for Sick Children. Not everybody's favorite name, but the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. And I am a practicing physician on the pediatric palliative care team at Sick Kids, as we call it. And I'm also a clinician scientist. So I spend most of my time actually working on research studies, trying to help families and clinicians better able to help them navigate uncertainty, because I see that as one of the biggest challenges facing families that I care for. I guess my path to becoming a palliative care pediatrician started as a second year student in college. I didn't get the summer job that I wanted. I was absolutely heartbroken. And I found myself without a job and sort of scrambled and had a random conversation with an acquaintance at a lunch table. And she started telling me about these special needs camps for kids with chronic illnesses all over the country. Like she was working at one, and there's just a whole bunch of them. And so I took her list and I called a bunch of camps. And there was one camp in Texas, Camp John Mark, there where they had one space left for a female counselor. And so I got hired, drove 12 hours to Texas. And by the end of the summer, I was like, I want to go to medical school. I want to take care of kids. So that's what took me to medicine. So I knew from the beginning that I wanted to take care of kids with complicated, challenging medical problems, because I just really fell in love with the kids that I was caring for at camp. And so then in pediatric residency, I started noticing what it was that I loved about, what I was drawn to in kind of within pediatrics. I thought because of camp that I wanted to be a pediatric oncologist, but within oncology, I just kept finding that it was the families that were struggling with impossible decisions that I couldn't stop thinking about. And I loved the families that I cared for in complex care. And I couldn't imagine a career where I wasn't able to see families of children with different diagnoses. And what I really found so meaningful was spending time with families when they were wrestling with something hard. And the thing that I loved about it was actually the same thing that I loved about camp, was that sense of when I'm with this family in this space, this is where I'm supposed to be. I don't have to pay attention to anything else. I can just focus entirely on this story, this issue, being present with this particular family. And I found that so rich and meaningful. And I just wanted to do that more. And I felt like, yes, there's lots of different places in medicine where you can sit with families and you can have really meaningful relationships. But palliative care was the theme through all of it, right? That was the place where really my responsibility was to that family in front of me, and that it was okay and right for me to not be paying attention to anything else that was happening, that I could really give my full attention to the child in at hand.